So now we want to work with some more specific corrections now that our global corrections are done. And I've switched images here just to give you guys a good example of when you'd want to use some of the tools like Healing Brush and Clone Stamp here because we have a lot of dust on this image. And if you look over here, again, I've got my background copy, my levels layer, my color balance layer, and I've changed my color space to Adobe 1998. So some more specific corrections would be if we need to get rid of these, the dust and the scratches. What we're going to want to do is make these corrections on our background copy. Again, we never make changes to this background layer. We want to do everything on a copy of the background. So make sure that this is highlighted. And then I'm going to go ahead and select my Clone Stamp tool here. And I can open up my brush here and I can change the size of the brush and also the hardness. If I lower the hardness, I'm going to get a softer edge on my brush. And I'm going to leave this at a fairly high hardness. Another shortcut for you guys to know about, if you want to change the size of your brush, if you use your bracket keys, those would be the two keys located to the right of the letter P on your keyboard. You can lower and increase the size of your brush. That'll save you a lot of time. Also, if you want to zoom in or zoom out on your image, Command minus and Command plus will do that for you. So I am going to start looking at how to get rid of some of this dust. So the Clone Stamp tool, what you're going to want to do is if you're going to select an area you'd like to sample, and then you're going to Option click, and that's going to copy that area. And then when I place it over the top of another area and click again, it'll copy that. It'll be more of a direct stamp. So again, if I were to select this guy's head, I could stamp it perfectly right there. The Healing Brush tool is our Band-Aid tool right here. Works just like the Clone Stamp. You're going to want to select an area by Option click, and then when I go over the area I'd like to correct, it's going to blend my selection with the background part that I'm clicking on. So it makes a more smooth transition to get rid of dust and things like that. So again, I'm just going to keep Option clicking and going over the area and selecting another sample and going over that area. We don't want to paint with it like a brush. We want to keep selecting and keep clicking to get rid of these dust and scratches and things like that. So this would be an example of a specific correction. Where we don't want to use Healing Brush is when we get close to high contrast or sharp edges. If I do a selection here with my Healing Brush and I go to correct here, as you can see here, when I got close to there, it sort of smeared out that guy's head and it blended out those sharp edges. So if I need to make a correction close to that, I'm going to want to use the Clone Stamp tool because that's going to retain those hard edges and it's not going to blend out those lines. So I can use the Clone Stamp tool really close to this edge and it's not going to blend out those hard lines.